Welcome back. The next module that we are going to be talking about is as family and friends. How can we forget our family and friends who are there to really help us when we are going through the thicks and thins of infertility? Many of them with really, really good intentions. I want to just ask a question right now to all of you for watching this. If you're a family or a friend, have you told something like this? I'm just using my name here. Deepa, you should not delay anymore. You need to have kids soon. Time is running out. Or something like this, a statement like this. Hey, just relax, drink a glass of wine, it's going to happen. Don't worry about it. You're young. What are you worrying about? The technology is there. If you are somebody who says something like this to the people that are going through infertility, I do wanted to talk to you about certain things you shouldn't tell people. Because, same example, so many people, like my OBGYN, she told me, like, Pradeepa, drink a glass of wine. It'll happen. First, I don't drink wine, and it didn't happen for me. You know, what an irony there. And we say many of these things in an innocent fashion, that somebody who have heard it and now who have seen the light at the end of the tunnel, I can just go back and see like, oh, these are all the things that really stinks, that stung me. Because I know as family and friend, you are there showing your support with really good heart and good intentions. You may not have experienced infertility. So let me give you some pointers, right? Don't say things like, stop trying, it'll happen. Just relax, or drink a glass of wine, or go on vacation, it'll happen, or you're young, right? Those are some things you don't want to tell people. And another thing, you know, this is very interesting. Me coming from India, like, people talk about rituals and practices and going to certain temples and doing certain rituals and things like that. And even here, I've heard about it, like all the way from eating McDonald's fries from a certain restaurant to using certain essential oils to going and touching a certain stone at a certain time. You know, there are all these different things out there people will tell, right? I used to be very diligent about many of those things because, you know what? I was desperate. I would do anything and everything, and I was doing it. But after some point, I was just like, enough. I snapped at one of my very close relatives for saying something like that because I just couldn't handle that anymore. I snapped. That was not fun. But somebody who was going through that really, really hurt me. And the other thing, when people are going through, I did not have secondary infertility, but this is something that I know from my clients. When people are going through secondary infertility, meaning they have a first child, but the second child, they are having fertility challenges when they're trying for their second child. Oftentimes people say something like this, you already have one, why are you worried about it? Right? Just be happy that you already have one. Or this is another thing, I have a bunch of kids, do you want one? Oh, don't worry, you know, you're just only in your early 40s. I know a lot of people in their 40s who are getting pregnant. Don't worry, it'll happen. Things like that. And another one that really, really hurted me actually. You're so lucky, Pradeepa, you don't have a child. I am, you know, it's so hard for me having this many kids. Somebody told me when I just had my 5th IVF failure, you know how it felt? Just wanted to jump somewhere, jump into the whatever, well, just die. When people say something like that, They really don't understand what was going on in people's, right? Other people's lives. And some of the other things you shouldn't really tell. Like my husband looks at me, I get pregnant. Or I just go near my husband and sneeze, I get pregnant. Right? These may sound funny to many of you, but it is not for people going through infertility. We're already trying and trying really hard in anything and everything that we can do to get pregnant. And if things are just not happening, oh, there's one more. Oh, if God thinks you're ready, you'll have a child. That's something that I hear all the time too. So if any of this resonates with you, if you have said any of this, I know when people are saying these, they always say these with, most of the time, with like good heart and good intentions. These are not like malicious. Most of them are not malicious in nature. People just care. But if you haven't gone through infertility, any of these things that I just shared with you just stings. It's just like, you can just take a knife and put it in my heart. That's how it feels every time. Share one thing. The other day, I was at my manicurist getting my nails done, and she asked me like, oh, do you have a child? Yes, I have a 5-year-old, and he was adopted, but I didn't tell her that. Oh, you should have more. Your child needs other kids to play. Brother or sister, go have more. That still was hurtful for me, hearing it. I just gave her an awkward smile and just left. But people say some of these things very innocently, really not knowing what was my pain with infertility and what was my struggle with infertility. And I'm still infertile, medically speaking, with unexplained infertility. So please refrain from saying things like this. Okay, now you can ask me like, Pradeepa, you just told me a bunch of things I cannot say. What can I say and what can I do? I do want to support. Well, I do have a list. How can you support? Be there for them. Even a physical presence, if you can, will just help. If they are going on a treatment or an appointment, offer to go with them, to show support. You know what I love all the time, and I'm pretty good at giving all the time? Just a big hug. We all can use a hug all the time. I'm just giving myself a big self-hug right now. But a hug can make you things a lot better. If you haven't gone through infertility, please tell the other person who is going through it. You don't understand. Hey, I don't understand what you are going through truly, because I haven't gone through it. Don't say things like, oh, I understand. Oh, I know what you are going through. Don't if you haven't, because no, you will not. It's different. And tell your friend or your family member that you are there for them as a crying shoulder, as their cheerleader, as a listening ear, or simply somebody who can share with you and they're not being judged, or you're not offering a solution for them. Accompany them to a self-care activity, like a yoga or a massage or any self-care activity. So these are the ways that you can support your friend and family. I know you all have very good heart and good intentions. So remember the things that you don't say, and consider some of the things that I shared on how you can support.